Right guys, welcome back. This is the third video in the series, I think, and what we're doing is we're continuing with our idea of creating a Django website, and we want to marry that up with some of the things that we spoke about in class. So for example, we spoke about using APIs to pull data from other websites, and we want to marry that up with our Django project now. So the idea really, it came to me, a group of friends and I sort of used to do a book club thing, and then when they got too lazy, we made it into a film club, so it's quicker to sort of get through things and talk about it together. And so I thought, okay, let's mock this up into a Django website, and we can make it like a blog style thing, so that the homepage will have a menu and a heading, and then you'll have a bunch of reviews that have been made. So each review will have a picture, or maybe it will just be a cover that says what the film is. You can click on it, and when you click on it, it takes you to the image on the right. So you'll have a menu and a heading, and then we might have like an image for the film. Maybe the cover will get pulled using the API directly from the Internet Movie Database, IMDb, and then we'll add some more details, like maybe what the rating for the film is, when it was released, and some other details. You can pick and choose what you want, and underneath it, what we want is the critic's review. So whether it's mine or someone else's, it doesn't matter. Now the idea again is that one, we're showcasing what Django can do, and that's really important. We're showing what Django can do, and we're showing how easy it is for you to create a project with very little coding, because each review that we write, the page won't be generated one by one. Django itself will generate each one of those pages based on the function that you write in the views file, and then it will generate it and use that template to create this page on the right for each film, for each page and each film that you review. So that's the idea. Let's crack on, let's get into it, and see how we're going to do that. So the first thing I want to do is I want to start thinking about how I'm going to create this page. Okay, so what I'm going to look to do now is I'm going to start introducing a bit more of a HTML side of things. And inside my program folder, so this is the main project folder, I want to create a templates folder like I did for, in fact, let's click on create file and we can create a folder at the same time. So I'm going to write down templates. So I want a templates folder here as well. I'll spell it correctly, templates / I want to call it base.html. So what this will do, I believe that's correct, yeah. So now inside there I'm going to have another HTML file, and again let's just type in HTML, and what you want to do is we want to use this as a template for style for all the other pages. So from now on, the home page and every other page that we generate, it will look at this one and use it to take the style from. Yeah. So to do that, and we've been through this in class, but let's use Bootstrap. So I like Bootstrap because it makes styling pages easy, and it's quite generally used. So I'm going to borrow that bit that says copy this into your head, into the head part of your page. So I'm gonna go to let's go back to our page there, and where it says head, I'll just put it here. So basically I'm saying load up the style sheet directly from the website, and then if I go to here, and I'll just borrow this stuff as well, and I'll just drop this stuff. Let's drop this stuff just here under the body, and that should be fine, I think. Oh, let's do that, put on a new line. Boom, boom. Alright, cool. So now that's the basis of our website so far. Basically all we're saying is now we can load up Bootstrap, yeah. And what I want to do to begin with is, for this style part, I want to I want to take a style from Bootstrap. So for example, I want a component such as a navigation bar. So let's click on nav bars, and let's just click on a basic one. I don't want anything fancy. I just want something simple with a couple of buttons. And you know what? Maybe that's the one. Okay, so I've opted for this one in the middle. Let's try that. So it's quite a basic looking navigation bar. It's just got a few links, and I can play about and just remove the links that I don't want later. So I'm going to copy that. I'll go to my my base page where I want my navigation bar to appear. I'm going to paste that. It looks like everything after that line could be nested better. That looks like it's in line now. So what that should do now is, for my base page, my navigation bar should be there, and what I want is, I want underneath that, I want to say that we want to have block content, which I'm going to explain in a second. So let's say that should say, I forget, it's been a while. It should just say block content. There we are. Block content, and then underneath that we want to say again end block. So what this is doing now is this is a little script to tell Django that even though this is a HTML page, all right, once this one's loaded, okay, in between these two tags, so I haven't left a gap there, but just imagine there's a gap. What's going to happen is we're telling Django that block content will go in between these two tags. Okay, so I'm going to leave that space there. It doesn't need to, the space doesn't need to be there. And that's basically what we need for our base. So let's save that. Let's go to our home page, and now what we're going to do is we're going to tell the home page from the beginning here. Let's say again, we're going to have a little script here that tells Django that this extends from base.html. Okay, now what we can do is, oops, here I'm going to say again, here I'm telling Django that this here is the block content. So everything between here, this is my block content. So and block. So what Django will do now is Django will load this up. So when the HTML page opens up, yeah, it will extend the base HTML, and basically it will load that, okay, and it will load everything in between. It will load everything in the home HTML inside this bit here that says block content. So what I can do now actually is I can just remove this. I can remove that because it doesn't need to be there anymore. Because all the body, the HTML, all those tags there, they're already here on my base template. Okay, so this is my base template, and this now just needs to be the content that will appear just on the page. So let's save it as well, and then we're going to test it. Okay, so if I go to my page again and I paste that, oh, why is it not running? That's saved. Ah, right, my server needs to start running again. So we're going to say manage.py run server. So now our server's running. Let's refresh. And now you can see that I've got my navigation bar, and then I've got that home page that's loaded up from my home.html. At the moment, that's not looking great. Okay, I think that could be dressed up a little bit better. So let's change that a tiny bit. Let's in our base page where we want our blog content to appear. Let's get rid of that space for a second, doesn't matter. Okay, I'm gonna put a div tag here, div class, and let's call this a container. oops, container, and let's just take that. Yeah, and we put it in there. Now, what this is just another Bootstrap what do you call it, class to sort of put things. Let me show you, to kind of sort of center things up a bit more. So if I refresh now, it looks a bit more centered. Okay, and maybe what I should do is just create some space between these sections as well, but we'll do that later. Okay, so that's how we've introduced that, the Bootstrap.